Hello everybody, it's the Black Car Guru back with another video. And here are multiple vehicles that aren't a V8 and can get nastier than Quagmire's fans only. A lot of people brought this to my attention and they said, you know what? Hey, Uncle Guru, why don't you talk about any V6s or 4-cylinders? Well, today we're gonna do that. Up first is the 2011 to 2014 Mustangs, well, the V6s. And the 3.7 liter V6s in these things, they can pack a punch and do some damage if you know what you're doing. Now, Auto Mafia Racing sells a kit where it comes with the Pro Charger, the injectors, and pretty much everything you need to make your V6 Mustang the shit. I know. Oh, it's just 500 horsepower. A Mustang GT could do it. Listen, this ain't for competition purposes. This is just for people who want extra power out of their Mustang. It ain't necessarily got to be them trying to race somebody. Although I do believe that $8,900 is very steep. You could build a turbo kit for about $3,000 or less if you can find a cheap ass turbo. You can get one from Ohm 3 Racing, a nice 62 to 68 millimeter turbo, and form your turbo kit around that, and you're good. Just add 50-pound injectors, some E85, some good downpipes. Oh man, you can turn this thing into a monster. In fact, there is a group of guys, they made about 800 horsepower with these 3.7s, so it's very, very possible to get big horsepower numbers out of these V6s. Add some long tube headers and hey, you got magic. You give it a nice ass tune, you won't regret it. Up next we have a G37 coupe. It's literally just a 370Z with a tuxedo on. If you are not careful, it will walk you down. And don't let them have a Gonzivo Motorsports top mount turbo kit on that motherfucker and some slicks on the back of it. These are the guys you do not want to play with, especially if they are dialed in properly in this bitch hook. It will walk scats, RTs, Hellcats, all type of things. Don't believe me? Look for yourself. I'm telling you, these things are badass. But the biggest issue with these are the price. People are realizing how much potential they have, and so the prices are soaring. We're talking about a G37 coupe with probably 150,000 miles for $20,000. That's fucking ridiculous. Who has money like that? Just never mind. These Mazda Speed 3s are nastier than a British girl at an all-black male strip club. These 2.3 liters inside these Mazda Speed 3s are highly tunable. You need to snatch these motherfuckers up before people realize what they're worth. Part 2. The SRT4 Dodge Neon was Dodge's first attempt at the tuner car market. So, powering this, what may appear to be a normal Dodge Neon, is a 2.4 liter turbo 4-cylinder. And I'm going to tell y'all right off the bat, these guys are nothing to play with. I'm telling y'all, if you can find one of these and get it dialed in, you know, bigger turbo, better downpipes, bigger injectors, a good ass E85 tune, you will slay a lot of V8s. I'm talking about, this thing was badass when it first came out. Yeah, it do have its issues transmission wise when you put more power to it, but that's just like with any other car. When you start modifying engine components, of course you have to modify your transmission to handle that power. But this thing is absolutely sick. The engine in it, that 2.4, a lot of people swap these into things like Dodge Caravans and, oh man, like all the old Plymouth vehicles. You know, they swap these into vehicles just like they take the LS4 out of those Impala SSs and put them in things. Yeah, they pretty much do that to these 2.4s. But yeah, this is another vehicle you could choose if you don't want a V8. The Ford Taurus SHO, or Show, for those who like to call it Show. It's a 365 horsepower all-wheel drive family sedan that most people may call a police car, but trust me when I tell you, this thing is so sleeper. Like, honestly, I want to say this was the first sleeper. This was the first sleeper. Back in the day, this thing was gapping 2-valve Mustangs. I'm talking about 5.0 Fox bodies and all type of shit back in the day. So years later, you can kind of imagine what this thing is capable of. I'm talking about all-wheel drive, 365 horsepower. I'm talking about give it bigger injectors, upgrade those turbos. You can pump at least 500 horsepower to 600 horsepower out of this thing, and nobody would see it coming. You pull up to the line, motherfuckers see you hear you spooling up turbos in what appear to be a school teacher's car. They wouldn't see it coming. I'm telling you, this is definitely a must-have. The 8th Gen Civic Si. I'm not sure what the guy name is on here, but he inspired me to drop this on this list. I think his name Josh B. Spooling or something like that. But he has the gray Civic Si. I think it's a 8th gen or a 9th gen, but it's definitely sick. I love turbo noises from a Honda. Yeah. And it has the infamous K-Series engine. So you can kind of imagine how much tunability this thing has. I don't have to give an intro for it. This motherfucker is the GOAT. Hey, if you want more, let me know.